full of stories. He is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy.
Good to see you guys. Hey, it's another Sty Shack Sunday. Yeah. Got to hang out at the Sty Shack on Sunday afternoons. What the heck? Today's a little different here in the U.S. You know, we got daylight savings time. Really screwed things up for me. I got up early this morning. I was so thrilled, so proud of myself. I got up. I was out of the rack at 7 o'clock. I come out here in the living room and I jacked up the TV. I'd see if there's any news on and get my first cup of coffee going. I got my coffee going. TV comes on and grab my phone to take a look at what kind of messages I got overnight. I mean, it's early. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking and I'm going, what the hell's wrong with my phone? It says it's 6 o'clock. This daylight savings. Jesus Christ, I got up at 6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. What the hell did I do that for? I don't know. The one day I could have slept in an extra hour. I got up an hour early. That's stupid. Oh, well, Sty's not that bright sometimes. Yeah, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, you know. But that's all right. That's all right. It's better than a lead pencil, you know. Yeah, I've been that for a while. Lead. I got lead in my ass. You know, lazy, sit on my butt. But okay, I got to shout out you guys out there in the chat. Metal Music Maniac was the first one out there shouting out. With so many leaves to pick up, now it's the best opportunity to use your fire pit one last time and grill something good. I would totally agree, except it rained for the last 3 days. And today the wind is blowing so bad. It's insane out there. It's blowing so bad. At least it's not raining. It's drying things out. Tomorrow I get one full day without rain. So don't anybody text or try to call me tomorrow because I'm working out in the yard all day, the whole day, because it's the only day I got. Because every day after that for 7 days, they're forecasting rain. The best day in the 7 days says there's a 57% chance of rain. That's the best day. Most of them are in the 80 to 100% range. So rain for a week. So all day tomorrow, working outside. You betcha. And no fire pit, not with this wind. No. Well, there's Kirk Whipper's Voyager Center. Yes, Tim for you. That's good to see you, Tim. Words and Pictures is going to be back. That's cool. Busy right now, but going to be back. I can count on him. Yeah. And there's Bradley. What's up, buddy? What's cooking up in the shack? Yeah, what's cooking up in the shack? I wish I was cooking right now. Oddly enough, I feel hungry. That's terrible. Well, it's good, but it's terrible. And there's James Kite. Great to see you. Thumbs up. Yeah, give me a thumbs up, you guys. Do that. Share it out. What the heck? It don't cost nothing. Just all you do is hit that share button and it'll give you a list of, I'll just share it to Facebook or I'll share it to Twitter or whatever. Yeah. You know, You can make excuses. It's not that hard. Come on. Okay. Yeah, Sty's got a huge backyard behind him. Metal Music says, that's what my backyard looked like. And I'm trying to make it yard again. Yeah. And there's Samantha Lee. Yeah, you're going to get to see her in person. You betcha. You betcha. That really makes the show, don't it? And there's Eric Pollock. It's great to see you, Eric. Hey, awesome. Oh, wow. You're going to have a watch party on Tuesday for the midterm elections? I know I am. LOL. There you go. Yeah. Tuesday. Yeah, it'll be a rain day, but yeah, I'll be busy Tuesday evening too, staying on top of the election myself. Oh, and then we had to have one more pop in there. There's Gemma. Guess what? You guys, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to pop these two up here. Boom. Boom. Look at there. Look at there.
Hello, people.
Hello.
Boy, doesn't that make my stream worth coming to.
People.
I'm pretty good at painting a pretty picture, aren't I? Yeah, I feel like this is that crayon box. The dark crayons start over on this side, you know. They just get brighter and brighter as we move along, you know.
You must be feeling better, people.
Okay, yesterday proved why you need to take YouTube friends seriously. And I mean that with all my heart. You need to take your YouTube friends seriously, get to know them well, and become close. Because these two gals helped Sty get through a rough day yesterday. Yeah, I was feeling pretty down. I was feeling pretty lacking yesterday. And after a long conversation with these two gals yesterday, boy, Sty's, I'm floating around cloud 9 today. I'm feeling 110% better than I did yesterday. And
I'm glad.
Things are looking good. Things are looking good.
It's good news.
I love it because there are no cancer updates anymore. The only update I got is I weigh 157 pounds now. I mean, my God, I was down to 141 when I got home from the hospital, and now I'm at 157. I'm going to hit 160 before Thanksgiving. I was telling them earlier because I plan on pigging out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I know I'm stretching my stomach. I'm for 3 days in a row over 3,000 calories a day. So, and I was getting 3,000 calories a day, maybe once a week prior to that. 3 days in a row over 3,000 calories, shoveling it in. Eat. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, 2:00 in the morning. I went to bed at about 1 and I woke up about 2. What did I do? I raided the damn kitchen. Raided the kitchen. You betcha. I had myself a kind of like a homemade pizza hot pocket. So I had to fire up the oven. And, oh my gosh, look at here. Well, there goes the neighborhood. He'll be right underneath me because all of us off-colored crayons are on this side. There we go.
Oh, look at who it is. Hello.
Hey, Running Water, you're parked, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're coming in great.
Yep.
Looking
Bean
nice
found the
and-
only sunbeam in the truck. You know.
I like the grow out. It looks good.
Yeah, you trimmed her right up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're not
He had
so
it shorter before. Yeah, he trimmed. He had it.
you're not you ain't got that wild shabby, sometimes heading off to the left, sometimes heading off to the right kind of thing going on with your beard. Now
Yeah.
it's nice uniform.
Well,
Yeah,
well, the goatee likes to split.
right. You
You
get that
know.
split in the center. That was my problem when I was younger. I grow out my beard and it was almost an auburn, almost reddish colored, but dark auburn. But it had a black stripe right down the center. Yes, coal black stripe down the center. And people always said, "Yeah, he's just a mutated skunk." Look at that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that reddish beard, would people confuse you as other people coming off of Ellis Island back in the day, and
Hey, you're bad. Bad.
think you're
You're
just one of
just
the Irish coming in, and
yeah, yeah. Thank you. The yeah, you're so much help there running water. The oh boy. So don't make me say everything, guys. Come on. You guys got something to talk about, don't you?
Yeah, I was just sorry. I was trying to
I'm just sorry.
do something.
That's all right. The
Bradley's funny. He says, "It's hard. One thing is true that women are smarter and more beautiful. Most men are just here."
I'm not.
Hey, Peppers.
That's my brother's beard. There's Frank. It's starting to come in fuller, but he was Bob Ross for Halloween. You can't see the wig or anything.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was trying to
yeah.
get in on the beard.
I
But yeah,
saw
he
your
used to be
Halloween
real
pictures.
patchy forever.
I saw
couldn't
your
grow.
pictures and I thought, boy, he's got a nice uniform beard going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's been taking good care of it, but he used to not be able to grow a good one at all.
The
Takes time.
oh, I. So what's everybody up to? What's everybody up to?
Just taking a break.
Just taking a break.
Hanging out
Everybody
with y'all,
just
yeah.
everybody just kicking back today. Trying to have an easy Sunday.
I'm gonna take Sky later on to get her nails trimmed because
Oh,
it needs to
really?
happen again. Yeah, she's got like bear claws, man, and I just need somebody with heavy duty and who knows what they're doing and can hold her down to do it. I'm gonna take her to a professional. I'm done. Yeah, but other than that, nothing else.
My little Chihuahua was one where you couldn't trim her nails. She'd scream and screech, just drive you crazy. And I take her to the local dog groomer. Hey, gal, take her. Snip, 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 and Lulu's licking her face, and the gals there at the dog groomers would just laugh at me because I chewed the dog out. You son of a bitch! Yeah, traitor! Yeah, scream and freak out if you just see me with the clippers, and these gals, yeah, oh yeah, do whatever you want to me. I don't care. The oh,
You guys, peeps rolling in the chat.
hey, Peppers! Good to see ya. The Kathy Bates snuck in. Sorry, guys, I wasn't looking at the chat for a moment there. Had something going on the side here. Sorry. I shouldn't. I should have everything done and out of the way before I go live, But lately,
Yeah.
it's been tough to do that.
I
I'm
understand.
sitting here getting set up for today's stream, and I'm just like, son of a gun. I can't skip my stream. I need my fix every Sunday. I can't skip it. But I'm looking at boxes stacked on boxes that need to be all broke down for recyclables. It's starting to fill the room. Running Water keeps having stuff shipped here, and they always ship stuff. Oh, look at him. No, not me. And they always ship his stuff in a big box with a little item in it. And I just keep stacking these boxes. And then I hate that when they use the big box and they stuff the big box full of what I don't mind the bubble wrap. I don't mind those air pockets. I can take a case cutter and just go boom, 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 and they're flat. Put them in the garbage. It's that damn brown paper. I mean, holy God, I opened a box the other day. All right. I opened a box the other day. It had 2 of these boxes in it, this size. All right. That box was 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. It was huge. The whole box was full of that brown, big sheets of that brown paper with those 2 items stuck on top of a layer of it, and then another big layer on top of them. Those are heavy-duty tools. They could have slapped a label on those and just shipped them in the box they were in. Oh, no, 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 no. We got to give them all of that paper. Now try to collapse that paper and put it in a garbage bag to get it out of the house. I've gotten in the habit. I drug one out of here the other day. I just grabbed one end of it and took off. By the time I got all the way through our house to the back of the house, through the porch, I'm standing at the door and I look behind me. That paper was stretched out and it was all the way through the kitchen and into the living room. And I kept pulling it. It was like there was no end to it. And by the time I got it all into the back porch, there was no standing room in there. It was all that paper. So I opened the back porch door, went out. There's our big recycling bin. I started pushing it down in there. Just kept pulling it, pushing it down in there till the porch is empty. 3 times I had to get up, and I looked stupid. There's a couple walking down the alley, and they can see me, and I'm standing inside this big recycling container, jumping up and down, and I'm in it up to my waist. I'm trying to stomp all that paper down into that damn recycling bin, and they're looking at me like, that damn fool's in his garbage can jumping up and down. What the hell's he doing? You should have been here when I drug that snake out of the house, that damn thing that was 35 feet long.
Yeah, that brown paper works pretty good for starting fires, though.
Well, but I can't store it. There's too much of it. If I wanted to burn half of the town down, I'd have plenty, but for the fire pit,
store like 1 box worth.
It wouldn't
can
fit
take
in
a pull out like
pit.
tissues and crumple up.
Oh, just too much paper.
Well, no, we put a hole in the bottom of the pit and use it like a wick. And
you just keep pushing it up through the bottom. And
That's like yesterday. I had some WWE packages come from my nephew for Christmas present, which are behind me in these wrappers over here. And the big box they came in, it was literally about this deep by about this long. And I'm like, really? There's only 3 small packages, like 3 different T-shirts that I got him for Christmas. I'm like, do you really have this in that big box? I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, isn't it?
There's 3 T-shirts. It's ridiculously stupid.
All right, I get it. Over here, I know that they've really gotten keen on the recycle thing. And a lot of these boxes will say right on them, recycled material, blah blah blah. All right, all right, all right. If you're going to recycle, that doesn't mean, well, it's recycled. We didn't kill any new trees, so it's recycled. We'll give them twice as big a box as they need. We can give them bigger boxes now because they'll just recycle it anyway. Well, that's not good. That's dumb. That's still dumb. Now I'm starting to realize. It was a couple of weeks ago. I was doing the recyclables, and I couldn't believe how many already been recycled cardboard boxes I stuffed into our recycling bin to be recycled again. Now it's getting so that we're recycling the recyclables all the time. We're recycling an awful lot. So for the paper industry, that's gotta hurt. I mean, I would think.
Well, they can use the same plants to mulch it down and press out new paper and charge the same price.
Well,
or
that's
more.
it. That's it. And that I found
And,
out.
and they get
That's
to
what they're doing.
cut out the lumberjack.
The Kathy saying, "Ding dongs are better than Twinkies." I tend to agree. I prefer the ding dong over the Twinkie, but I had a chocolate coated Twinkie, and that made it almost a ding dong. So that improved upon the Twinkie. It really did.
The UK, so you start getting Twinkies about a couple of years ago now. We there's a couple of shops near me that do Twinkies, so I'm able to get my Twinkie supply, as we didn't used to have them up until about two and a bit years ago. And then now every store near me sells them. So.
I remember that. It was a couple years back. Poor Anne was trying to find Twinkies.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, there ain't Twinkies anywhere. She ended up going over to Sweden to get Twinkies.
Yep.
And she goes, I don't know why we don't have Twinkies here. And
yeah, because Skills was always eating them and showing the Twinkie box and such. And and she wanted to try some. They were having all the different flavors and everything.
Oh, she sent me. She called them chocolate boobs.
Those are good.
They were like that marshmallow fluff with a chocolate cookie base dipped in chocolate. Oh, those damn things. And I'm sorry. I know it's a little risque, but I'm sorry. It looked like a boob. It had a nipple on it. She sent me this huge box of them because you can't get them here in the U.S. They don't exist. She sent me this huge box all the way from Europe. I woofed them things down. Oh my gosh. I told her, I said, I've only got 4 of them left. I think she sent me 2 dozen. And I told when I was down to 4 of them, she goes, well, just eat them. I said, slowly. I'm trying to wean myself, I had to wean myself. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Chuck, how's it going? He's like,
Winkies, ding dongs, ho-hos, who cares? Bring them all on. You betcha, Chuck.
He's like, oh, you didn't use them? Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it. I got a couple Twinkies left. I got a box of the pumpkin spice ones. I do that once a year,
what are those like? I've never tried any of the other Twinkies, just the original.
It's just like the original, except there's just a slight hint of pumpkin spice to them. Okay. Just a very slight pumpkin flavor to them. What I like to do is I sit down with 2 of those because two of those is 270 calories, just having 2 Twinkies, 270 calories. But I sit down and I have that with a couple of cups of eggnog, which each cup of eggnog is 290 calories. So yeah, add it up. I'm getting almost 800 calories having a Twinkie snack with some eggnog.
Very cool.
Ooh. Yeah. Keep those calories going. But so I've had my pumpkin spice Twinkies. Those two have been sitting in there for about 5 days. I should have eaten them by now. I walk by them. I go, They just don't thrill me. Twinkies in general, I'll get I could do a Twinkie. Yeah. Oh, and I enjoy it. But if someone said, hey, you want another package of Twinkies? No. One pack's enough. I watched Bill
Well, what I got a
Bill
kick out,
eat the
got a
whole
kick out
box.
was Hostess.
Yeah. Hostess.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, well, when they were closing down, going bankrupt in 2015, and
Yeah.
then they opened back up and are having record profits, like 4 months after Colorado legalized marijuana.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
It's like,
it.
yeah, I know,
We got this
correlation
gut feeling.
doesn't equal causation, but
Right.
it's like that's quite a coincidence.
All of a sudden they had this gut feeling that there's going to be a real surge in the market for snacks. I think we need to rethink shutting down. Yeah, we need to promote ding dongs, Twinkies, and the like. Yeah. I heard a fella say, yeah, he doesn't. He said, I don't. He says, I'm a 420 person, but I don't agree with smoking and driving. He said, shouldn't mix the two. And I said, that's probably wise. He says, because it's real distracting when you're trying to open a bag of chips or snack cakes or something when you're driving.
You can get a driving under the influence of weed too. You can.
Yeah. People do not realize. A lot of them don't realize. Yeah. Well, see, now over in Minnesota, this goes way back to the 70s. I was working with the Hennepin County Sheriff's Water Patrol, and what we did was I was on the search and recovery team for about a year and a half for drowning victims on the lakes outside of Minneapolis, St. Paul. But the sheriff's department, they had boats out there with the red lights on them, and they had said sheriff's department on the boats. It shocked us, man. It didn't matter. A boat, a snowmobile, your frickin' bicycle, a lawn tractor. If you were under the influence, you got a DUI, driving while intoxicated, just like you would if you were in your car. And boy, oh boy, there was a lot of people. There was a hard lesson for the first ones to learn that lesson. Yeah, some of us paid attention to their misery because, oh my God, $1,000 fine, and they pull your driver's license for a year because you were drunk on your boat, or because you stopped at a bar on your snowmobile and had a couple of beers and got back on your sled, and they stopped you and made you blow and said, guess what? $1,000 fine, and you lose your driver's license for a year. But I was on my snowmobile. I won't drive my snowmobile for a year. No. It goes on your driver's record. It's operating a vehicle, any vehicle. Oh, shit. Okie dokie. Thank God out in Montana, they wouldn't charge you for operating a vehicle while intoxicated if you're driving a tractor. We had an old guy in Knoxon, Montana when we lived out there. They took his license away so many times, they finally said, you just ain't never getting it back. We just ain't going to give it back to you. And for 3 years before we moved there, and the 4 years we lived there, that boy, he come old Red, he come to town every day on his farm tractor. And where did he go? He parked right out front of the bar every day. Yeah, he's in there getting all sauced up and takes off on his farm tractor back home. He lived 5 miles out away from town. He'd ride that damn tractor to town every day. He says, yeah, they thought they stopped me from getting around. He says, but they got no law against me drinking and driving my tractor. I said, it's guys like you that will cause a law like that to be made, you know.
Well, when I was down in Iowa, that one bar that we always went out to is it's out in the middle of a cornfield, in between towns. You know, it's not in any city limit. And always at bar closing, you know, it's one of those bars where you got like 8 different ways you can get to the bar on gravel roads. Well, you'd have the county guys sitting up by this little church that was like a quarter mile away, sitting there. And I had asked them one time, you know, because they were stopping to get some sodas before everyone started showing up at the bar. And I'm like, why do you guys sit down there? And they're like, county road. It's like, we sit up here. Sometimes the state guys come up here and sit up here. He's like,
Yeah.
And we see you guys come and go. He's like, and we just sit here in case one of you guys touch the pavement. He said, the moment you touch that pavement, you're then on our jurisdiction. He's like, that little road going out to that bar is private property. He's like, and on the back end, he's like, that becomes city, but the city don't go out to that. They don't hang out there. They wait until catch you guys in town. He was like, so we sit here and catch the ones that aren't smart enough to stay off the paved road.
Well, sure.
Yeah. I guess there was a few guys, though, that tried to jump the paved road. You know, thought they could come up off the gravel on one side, land on the other side, and yeah, that didn't count.
Didn't count?
Yeah.
The-
Yeah. They got pulled over then. You know,
Sure.
It's like, well, you are over the road. You know, even if you don't touch it, you know.
Yeah, how dare you cross it? Well, that's one thing that I kind of got a kick out of. This was over a year ago. I was at Walmart, and here comes this guy through the Walmart parking lot. Well, the whole front half of that parking lot's empty. There ain't nobody parked up there at all. And there's probably 200 parking spaces with nobody in them. And here comes this guy in there, and he come around the corner, and he just nailed it. Goes flying through. I'm going, whoa, man, is he cooking? And all of a sudden, on the other end of the parking lot, I hear the siren first. And then I saw this squad car lights. And that guy turned, and he was heading back the way he came, and that cop was right on his butt, pulled him over. I thought, what the hell? So I walked over that way because I was just getting out of my truck to head in the store when it happened. And I just kind of walked over that way. It's just acting like I'm just out for a stroll and listening to that cop talking to the guy. And the guy's arguing with him. You can't give me a speeding ticket. I'm in a damn parking lot. I'm sorry, but yes, I can. Guess what? All parking lots that are open to the public are considered thoroughfares. And they fall under the jurisdiction of the city and the county. We can cite you for reckless driving, speeding, failing to stop for a stop sign. Anything you do in that parking lot better be done as you would do it out on the highway. What? But. Cop says you can but all day long, but you're getting the ticket, buddy. Yeah. I seen you come in the parking lot and you were going so damn fast. I couldn't believe it. He goes, you were going so damn fast, man, right away I turned the radar on. He says, and that was pretty sweet when I saw you hit 52 miles an hour in the parking lot. He says, got you dead to rights. You can't be doing 50 miles an hour in a parking lot. The guy says, but it's not posted. He goes, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He says, parking lots, thoroughfares, are considered to be at the city standard limit, which is 25 miles an hour in Wisconsin. So he said, if you exceed 25 miles an hour in a parking lot, you're going to get a speeding ticket if we catch you. Ooh. I'm like, whoa, 52 in a 25, you're 27 miles over the speed limit. That's one big freaking ticket, man. That's a lot of money. Ching, 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 ching. Just because you wanted to get there 30 seconds faster than the guy that was behind you on the street. I always laugh about that shit. I'll be doing 35 and a 25. And I'll have some bitch pass me. And he's up ahead, and I'll go, yeah, thank you. Thank you for being my cop bait. Yeah, thank you. I'll keep doing 35 in the 25 because you're out there doing 45 in it. They're going to nail your ass first. Sure enough, they pull him over, and I go, oh, you were in such a hurry to beat me wherever you were going. And I guess you lost the race because that cop's going to keep you on the side of the road for the next 20 minutes. Bye. Yeah, me not being in such a hurry gets me there first. Yeah. Oops. Oh, plain old Chuck. I've got Sty stories on that issue. My brother, that damn fool, went and he bought an old Indy pace car. It was a 1969 Olds Cutlass. And boy, was that car, oh man, that thing was tricked out. That car was just too damn powerful. I mean, it shouldn't have been sold to somebody in the general public. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. You sit at a stop sign. It had a automatic slapstick in it, and you pull up to a stop sign, and if there was any loose gravel there, I didn't give a shit how hard you were standing on the brakes. That engine had so much low-end torque to it. It would sit there and just hump, whoom, 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 and it would push you through the stop sign. The tires were locked up and sliding on the gravel. The car just had way too much power. And I used it one time and I went a little too fast. Cops chased me. I got home with it, got it in the garage, closed the garage door. Just as I'm walking out of the garage, cop pulls in the driveway and he says, we're going in your garage. I said, for what? And I said, do you have a search warrant? He says, do I really need one? Yeah. No, because you can get one in about 5 minutes. So, no, I guess not. He come in. Oh, yeah, put his hand on the hood. He goes, you're in a heap of trouble, boy. Yeah, nice hot engine. And I seen the car. Is there anybody else here in the household that can drive that car? My brother. Well, where is he? I want to talk to him about the way he was driving. Oh, well, yeah, he's out of town with a friend. Who else can drive in your family? And damn it, I wish Mom had a license. Look there. There's a guy we haven't seen for a while.
Oh, I have been a busy person. And to be honest with you, when I saw your link, I'm like, I got to catch up with Sty for at least a little bit. But it's been crazy, and I'm behind with school and everything else because Friday was my grandpa's funeral.
Yeah. My
Oh, sorry.
sympathies out to you. My prayers have been with you and your family. That's sad.
Yeah, prayers
Um,
with you. That's really sad.
so how are things going with the school now? So that everybody knows, Travis, he used to teach for a charter school. Now he's teaching for a public school, and the whole nature of his teaching approach, he's getting to this is uncharted territory. He's diving right in there and going for it. So I want to hear an update. How are you doing as a new teach? It's science, right?
Yes, it's full-on high school science. So general science 9, biology, physics, comparative anatomy, and field biology this semester.
Cool.
And the charter school I was in before was a public charter, but it's an entirely different model of school. You know, it's
Right.
and project based. You know, don't get me wrong, I had a blast there. And now I'm in the more traditional, I'm the sage on the stage. Let's just open your head and sprinkle some knowledge in there. And it's really, like I told him when I interviewed, it's okay, you're going to put me back in the box, which is no problem, but don't be surprised when I start poking holes in it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to poke holes in it. So far, so good. I haven't run screaming out of the building at the end of the day yet.
Well, that's good.
And I'm having fun.
So you are enjoying the new school?
Yes.
Good. That's good. Because if you enjoy your work, it makes work a little more bearable.
Oh, yes. 100%. I am definitely enjoying what I'm doing.
Boy, I wish the hell this was right now today. I wish this was June or July, because I'd be down there at Black Lake camping on one of your sites.
It kind of looks like it is June or July out there.
Oh, looking out right here, it's nice and sunny.
Oh, yeah.
The wind is blowing like an SOB here.
Yeah, it is. It keeps threatening to take the house off its foundation.
But I was sitting here chatting with Gemma and Running Water, and all of a sudden I go, "Whoa, guys, I'll be right back." And I yanked the earplugs out and went running out the door because it sounded like I had a couple of people out on my porch trashing things.
Oh, jeez.
And I run out the door and I run out there, and here it's folding lawn chair. The wind caught that bugger, blew it. Our porch is L-shaped, and it blew it around the corner of the porch and all the way down that side of the porch over some boxes. We got a big box with a bumper flare for Running Water's pickup truck, and a big box with mat material for putting our driveway in, and it went right over those, and it was banging against the end of the porch where the window is to the living room. And I'm out there looking, I'm going, that chair made that much? And then that gust wind came again, and I turned and looked, and here my bird feeder is horizontal. It's blowing so hard, the bird feeder was up horizontal. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see a bird try to hang on and eat out of that sucker. Ain't happening.
That's funny.
But I'm grateful for that heavy wind, because 3 days of rain. Tomorrow it's supposed to be virtually zero rain chance. So all this wind and the sun is drying things out, so I can get out there and work in the yard for one full day, because the rest of the week it's supposed to frickin' rain for 7 days. Pissed me off. Look at here, we got J-Ron popping in the house. There's my nephew. Good for you, poking holes. Kids need teachers that think outside the box. That's right. Hey, kids, let's get out of this box for a while. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah. I like to take them outside.
Hey, Captain, great to see you.
Yeah.
That's great. But that's true. That's true. I tell you what, I was in high school in the 70s. Am I aging myself a bit? I know most of you. Well, Yeah, I'm pretty sure most everybody up here, nobody was born when I was in high school, but um,
Oh,
but
no, not
but but the most memorable teachers I had were the ones that didn't just think outside the box, but taught outside the box. And I had an English teacher. He told me, he says, Sty, you're so damn bright. There's no reason you should be failing in English. And he says, but he's if you're not writing some very controversial report or essay on a past political figure in our history, you're daydreaming. You ain't doing that. I said, nah, none of this shit interests me. I said, I don't want to read, David Copperfield and write a report on it. That's bullshit. I'll read David Copperfield, but I don't want to do no damn report on it. And he said, you take any, he says, not book, take a magazine, any magazine. But I want you to do a report on that magazine. I want you to do an essay about that magazine, cover to cover, the whole thing, so that I know that you looked at every word within that magazine and you were able to reflect on the whole thing. I said, any? He goes, any. I don't care what it is. I'll tell you what, Hustler owes me. That was the best essay I've ever done. I got an A+ for doing this essay on a hustler that was published in 1970. What would it be? 73, I think it was. And he gave me an A+. But the word went wrong that I did this, and he had the hustler because he said, you got to provide me with the magazine and your essay so that I can review. I'll look at the magazine and then read your essay, and I'll then make my decision whether you truly reflected what you found in that magazine. So I did. I provided, and
Hey, Dennis.
the superintendent of our school got his hands on it and had a royal fit. He also had a royal fit when that teacher tested me outside of the rest of the student body. He said, I'm not going to do the finals with you in the group setting. He says, your finals are going to be more designed to your approach on life. And it was. And I passed that with an A. And he said, yeah. He says, I'm passing him with an A. Oh, man, that school had a fit. They couldn't believe that he would pass me. And he said, why? Because he thinks outside the box? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Dennis. You and I are the same age. Yeah. We shouldn't be revealing that stuff. Yeah. I don't need people to know that I'm only 58. Making a liar.
How's Sty been? I haven't gotten a chance to catch up with you.
It's been a while. The last time you and I chatted, I was still on a feeding tube.
Yep.
That thing's history.
I think you were hoping to be off of it in a week.
And I did come off of it.
Good.
And I've been off of it for 5 weeks now.
That's awesome.
And I'm gaining weight. I'm 157 pounds now. But I don't have anything attached to me anymore. Hey, it's good to see you, Heartsight. Hey, sweetie. But health-wise, I'm still doing chemo, but I only do it once every 2 weeks. And I've had 3 of those sessions. I have 2 more. And then after the next 2, then I get chemo once a month until May of 2024. But it's once a month. It's only once a month. And the thing is it's a misnomer. People don't understand. They're going, oh, Sty, I feel bad for you. You got to be on chemo for a year. A little over a year, actually. I said, but you don't get it. It's called chemo because it's a chemical.
Right.
But what it is, it's an immune system enhancer. All it's doing is jacking up my immune system. And what it does is they found over a 12-year study period on this chemo is that what it does is post-surgery, for patients that have had stage 3 or stage 4 cancer, and they've gone through radiation, chemo, and surgery to have it removed, and they came out based on a PET scan cancer-free. That's me. Right now I'm classed as cancer-free. Got no cancer in me, guys. Of those patients, they did this what they consider a post-cancer preventative chemotherapy. Of those patients, 80% of them have never had a reoccurrence of any cancer.
That's excellent.
Only 2 out of 10 people ever have any kind of reoccurrence of cancer if they go through this post-cancer treatment. I said, sign me up.
Yeah.
For once a month. And it's a 1-hour visit once a month. And of that hour, a half hour of it is set up and tear down. Actually getting the infusion only takes a half an hour. And I drag it out because they treat me so good there. I sit down, I order my coffee. I tell them, I want a cup of coffee with 3 sugars and 3 flavored creamers in it. And boy, they bring it to me just like a waitress, And then I go, where's the snack basket? And they bring me the snack basket. And they get me grab all the snacks I want. And a remote for the TV. And I turn the food channel on and I watch all these freaking food shows and eat snacks and drink coffee while I'm getting this infusion. And I love the chair. It's got a vibrator in it. Oh, it feels good. And it's got a heater in it, just like my truck seats. Yeah, I can set that heater for low, medium, or high, and it just warms you right up. And if you're feeling a little chilly, which I do at times, because I'll tell them, open them big blinds, because really nice view out the windows. There's a nice big garden outside that window. It's pretty. I tell them, open those windows. Well, then it cools off in that room. We'll bring you a heated blanket, Sty. They bring me a heated blanket to throw over me. So I'm snacking and drinking my coffee, watching the food channel for one little poke in the arm. Yeah, you betcha, once a month. That's like going to the spa, Come on. So life is good. Life is good. I still have bouts of depression. The total event, was terrible and downright at times terrifying. I truly did believe I had seen my end, and it wasn't going to be a happy end. It was going to be a terrible, uncomfortable ending. And I was feeling down like that yesterday. It was eating at me because my weakness, everybody says, Sty, you're so strong. Well, Sty's human too. I mean, I'm human also. So I'm very happy that you think I'm strong. But I am a weak person also. And that proved my weakness, that going through that. And sometimes that thought of being weak comes to light and I get depressed over it. I don't like being a weak person. Not this guy. So these two gals up here with us, I chatted with them for the longest time yesterday, and these two gals let me vent, let me get that depression out, and I feel like $1,000,000 today. I'm happier than snot. I'm telling you. Yeah. And so I'll tell you what, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. Really, really think about how important it can be for you to get to know your YouTube friends. I have to say, you want to use caution because some people are deceivers. You know, they'll be your friend until they've got enough goods on you to make your life miserable. So you got to be careful. Make sure they're a true person, a real person, and keep them tight in your network. These gals and all you viewers out there, Travis, Running Water, you all got me through this. It's that simple. It's that simple. I could not have gotten through this if it wasn't for you guys. I could not have done it. And that's not an exaggeration. I would not be here today. So, if you ever have a major illness or anything of that sort, like what I was going through, reel in your family and your friends. Don't be a fool like me and try to stay away from them because they are your best medicine. You need them during that time. You really do. And as people that don't have the illness but have someone close to them that does, they need you. They may not ask for it, but they do need you. So look at Liberty there.
He wants to know where the pine cone is.
Where's the pine cone? Where's the pine cone? You know, they all blew off our pine trees across the street. I could hear.
Maybe there's a squirrel out there.
When I went out on the porch, I could hear the pine cones bouncing off the blacktop out there. Pop, 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 pop.
Hey, puppies. Aw.
Yep, there's Beaner with his banky.
I enjoy reading Beaner's adventures.
Yeah, Bean. The Bean didn't like Papa getting yelled at by that trucker or by that freight handler. I mean,
No.
and then I pressed that message. Yeah, Bean, go ahead and bite him where it counts. You got my permission. And then Travis was jumping in there, and who else judged something?
Someone pee on
Was
it,
it
and I said,
Ted?
bite him, but you warned you're not going to get that taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, it was Cheesehead, I think, that said, yeah, to go ahead and piss on his foot or something like that. And
Hey, D9. Good to see you.
hey, D9, good Sunday to y'all. Yeah, it's a good Sunday. We love Sunday afternoons. We really do. I do. I don't know about the rest of you. I shouldn't speak for other people, but I love my Sunday afternoons. I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting some outdoor content done this coming year. I am being so impatient. This yard has been just hell. Running Water knows it's his place, you know, and he hasn't been able to do anything. He's working. But now I can do it, so I'm doing it. I ain't getting it done this winter. Next spring, though, by when we start rolling into true summer, we'll have the yard squared away. We'll have it all done and seeded and everything. And
Well, when
I've got-
you said you were back there clearing out by the shed and the parking area, we ended up cutting off there. I had to get off, but I was gonna say that turn in for the parking area, Just go all the way over to where that was it, a fiber optic or natural gas pole is.
Yeah.
That's where the driveway went all the way to until Joe moved in.
Mojo!
I was looking at it, and I want to trim that back to the actual trees. Anything that's not a real tree, that's not that big around, I want to take it all the way back to those. And that puts me almost to that post, so that, and you're right. I look at it from the standpoint, can I run the lawnmower through there, the riding mower through there? If I can run the mower through there, then let's get rid of it. We've gained 10 feet of yard all along the side of that shed and that driveway.
Excellent.
It's going to be awesome. Now to get the junk out of there in the spring, that'll be fun. I can't believe there's Mojo, man. There's my buddy.
Mojo!
There's my food buddy. Yeah. Oh shit. I don't get to be on his live a lot of times, but I go back and watch everything he's cooking. Yeah, he makes me so hungry.
I have to ask Sty, this summer when you come and visit me at Black Lake, are you gonna be up for pizza?
If it was today, I could eat about half of one of your pizzas.
Like half the whole pizza, or
half of the whole pizza?
Nice.
I shit you not.
I
took a Jack's pizza. A Jack's Supreme, right? So it's got sausage and pepperoni and peppers and onions on it, right? Well, I added 32 additional slices of pepperoni on it. And I put about 3/4 of a cup of crumbled bacon on it. And then I put a full 8 ounces of shredded cheese on top of that. Cooked that bugger up, and I ate, 1/3 of that pizza is 690 calories. Okay?
The undoctored version.
No, the doctored version.
It is the doctored version. Okay.
Yeah, because 1/3 of a pizza is only 320 calories.
So you doubled it.
I doubled it with all the add-ons. The cheese really goes a long ways. That's 110 calories for 1/3 of a cup. So, yeah, I mean, I put 600 calories plus about 680 calories of cheese on top of it. And you divide that by 4 because I cut it into 8 pieces, right? It worked out 242 calories per slice.
Okay.
Just a eighth of a pizza, 242 calories. I ate half of that damn thing, and I expected it to feed me for 3 days. I sat here. It took me 45 minutes to an hour to eat half of it because I got to eat. Still have to eat kind of slowly, not quite as slow as I used to, but I got to slow it down a bit. But I ate half of that damn pizza, and those slices were everything. I chowed down half of a pizza. Yes, I'm looking forward to camp. I can do a 1/2-pound burger with all the fixings on it, something on the side. I can get that down. I could eat a fairly good sized steak, not a really large one, but a fairly good sized steak I could eat with maybe a potato on the side or something. So yes, I'm getting there. And the fact that I'm at 157 pounds from 141 to 157, I'm telling everybody by Thanksgiving, I want to hit 160 pounds and I'm going to gorge myself on Thanksgiving. It's not going to be a ton of food, but it's going to be a fair amount. I'm going to eat good on Thanksgiving. I'm spending Thanksgiving alone, which is good because then I can get my Thanksgiving fixings together and I can eat it for 4 days.
Because we're thinking about doing Thanksgiving at home.
Are you?
And if I am, you'd be welcome to join us. I'm going to probably either smoke a ham or deep fry a turkey. I haven't decided which yet.
And that, for me, that'll all depend on weather. And
Right.
My oldest girl wants me to come down there for Thanksgiving, being I keep putting off my trip to visit them. But I don't know that I want to go through that nightmare of her household with all them kids, you know.
I understand.
Sounds like 10 of the 11 will be there. And with some of them, their spouses and their children. I don't do that big shit anymore. It's like, can I visit this part of the family? And then this part? And then that part? And then the other part? Don't bring it all together at one time, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I completely understand. And like I said, I don't even know for sure what I'm thinking about staying at home, in which case you'd be welcome.
Thank you.
I'll feed you turkey.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited. I'm doing very well. I'm having it's a lot of work. I don't know if you guys can even. Look at how banged up that hand is, you know. But this arm really took it. I don't know. You can't really see, but it's all scarred up. And, most of this brush and crap that we got to get rid of in the yard, and a lot of it that got knocked down when they took the trees down. Buckthorn.
I hate buckthorn.
I'm wearing long sleeves, a long sleeve, heavy shirt, leather gloves, and I'm all cut up. Can you imagine if I was out there with just a t-shirt, no gloves? Holy shit, I'd be shredded. I
should have got my welding gloves for you and my Kevlar sleeves.
There's only one way to deal with buckthorn. Flamethrower.
Well, see, that's it. Is if we weren't in town, those brush piles, they'd already be gone because I would have burned them. That you can't get away with that in town. I even asked one of our city council members. I said, "Do you know? I got these brush piles." And he was looking at them. He goes, "Oh boy, you got a lot of work on your hands." I said, "Yeah, wish I had a chipper, but still, it doesn't matter. Even with a chipper, I still got to handle it all." I got to think about it. Cut it all into camp wood and fire pit wood for here, or shove it in the chipper. I mean,
either way, you're handling it.
All the work is still going to be there. So no, we'll save the money. We ain't using a chipper. So I said, but what I'd like to know is all this really small crap, and that if I get it all like this, I showed him the one brush pile. I said, like this one here. I said, if I drag the garden hose over here, can I light that thing on fire? He goes, hell no, you can't. He goes, not in the city. You cannot have any open fires on the ground. They have to be in an actual improved fire pit. He says you could just put 6 to a dozen cinder blocks in a circle and call that your fire pit. And we'd agree with that. And I said, well, why don't I just put cinder blocks around that pile and then just burn? He goes, I said 6 or 12 cinder blocks. I didn't say 12 feet across diameter of cinder blocks. You can't have a 12-foot diameter fire pit in town.
Show me that in the ordinance.
He said it's there.
Is it?
Yeah. He said if you look at the ordinance, he said, yeah, the fire pit, if he recalls, the fire pit can't exceed its 3 or 4 feet, something like that.
Well, that's civilian. You don't deserve a civilian fire pit. We need a Sty pit.
That's it. Well, and I should be allowed to move that pit.
Absolutely.
4 times.
Brush pile to brush pile.
4 times. I only got 4 piles. So 4 times. I should be allowed to move it at least 4 times. I'm just trying to pick the right locations, you know.
I didn't like it there.
No. So I'm going to try it over there. But you
I
wouldn't
was.
see- Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I was thinking about that fire pit and thinking about, since Joe got his mixer out and stuff, maybe putting a spot in the shed to store it in the back there. So if you got a halfway decent day during the winter, you want to kick those doors open, put the pit right outside the shed, and have a fire and sit inside there.
You got the right idea. Wrong location. I'm going to move it now. Okay. My next video of the yard, of what I'm getting done, you take a look up where that big spot of that, all them weeds that were 6 feet high in there. Now that's all cleared out now. The rise there in the yard, the top is big, flat, big open area. I'm going to move the fire pit up there. It's centrally located. Those little trees where the stumps were provide perfect privacy from the front of the house. Plus, that tree in front of the adventure trailer provides privacy towards the alley, and the fire pit be right between those 2 spots. And it's big and level, and the log benches will sit there just perfect. I'm going to move it up there, and I'm going to take the snowblower and snowblow a path up there and around the fire pit.
Well,
And
those trees also will stop a lot of the drifts, because that's where all the drifts come from.
Yeah.
The front
From that
end of the
side,
house.
yeah. It dumps over on that side of the house. But through the winter, I'll have 2 big racks full of small wood that needs to be burnt up in that fire pit, and then a big pile of small wood. So that big pile of small wood will be real close to the fire pit. I'll just throw a tarp over it, and then throughout the winter, I'll go out there and plop a camp chair down and just start feeding firewood to that fire pit during the winter. I used to do that out at our old place on Maple Hill, but yeah, I like the whole idea. But getting that yard done to me is a big deal. It's a big deal because running water deserves to have his damn yard back. I mean, it just needs to be yard again. And it's nice. I'm starting to actually see how this is going to turn into a nice yard. It's really going to turn out good. A lot of work, but it's going to turn out nice. But next to our shed,
and see,
we got a wood pile that's half the size of our frickin' shed. I'm shitting you. That thing is huge, that wood pile. And I got the chainsaw all fired up, ready to go. And then this damn weather changed on me. So I'm going to run and I got to buy some tarps. I got to get a 12 by 20 to cover that wood pile because I can saw that shit in the winter as long as I keep it tarped. I can go out and knock the snow off the tarp, flop it over, buck up a bunch of wood, split, and stack. I can do that all winter. But I want to get as much done as I can now, get that splitter fired up. But I have too many other yard things going on to worry about attacking that wood pile right now. I gotta get all these other before winter things addressed. There's so much to do, and the damn weather doesn't want to cooperate.
No, you should be outside right now, but you'd end up in Oz.
That's it. It'd be blowing all over. Tomorrow it's supposed to be cool. It's only supposed to get up to 43 degrees up here.
Yep.
As a high. So Carhartt jacket, dress for it. I'm going to be out there. Yeah, I'll be working hard enough that I'll stay nice and warm doing it all. But because I'm that close to mowing the last around the fire pit and up towards the back of the back porch of our house. I'm so close to that's almost done. It's so close. I got some more brush to pull out of there and one log, and then I can get in there with the rider and knock all that down. And turn that back in the yard. Then I still have the pile out front, and that I whittled away on the other day. And I figure I got probably 2 hours tied up into that pile, and then I can take the mower in there, and the front yard will be reclaimed. It'll be
So am I
totally.
going to recognize it the next time I'm there?
No, running water won't recognize it.
Well,
I
see,
mean,
I like this whole, make the yard, great again approach versus the build back better approach I had with the previous tenant. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
That was good.
Because
have
this
to
is
agree.
no kidding. I can just picture it. I didn't see it in person, but I can picture it. When he mowed the lawn, he had to have had a policy that every time I mow, I'm going to mow 6 inches out from where I last mowed. And he just kept doing that till they lost 15 feet of yard all the way around the property. And then that one whole side of the house where the trees were taken down. I mean, he had the chainsaw. That he had everything he needed to do what I'm doing right now. Picture that 65-year-old guy with cancer out there, just went through major surgery, all fucked up. I'm doing this. And he said, why would I do it? Do that. That's my brother's problem, not mine. But he lived here. I said, he goes, why are you doing that, Dad? I don't understand. Why are you dealing with all of his packages and stuff? I said, I love his packages, man. You should see some of the shit I get to play with because of what his packages have in them.
Because of the orders.
And he goes, dealing with all those boxes of shipping and stuff, and then all the empty boxes of shit. I said, I get to use that shit, and all I got to do is break down the boxes? Oh, yeah, give me some more boxes to break down. I'm so sad.
I'm running out of things to play with. Running water. Order more stuff.
And I told the kid, I said, you want to really know why I try to keep my kitchen clean and keep the house organized and as clean as two bachelors can and take care of the damn yard? You want to know why? Because I live here. I want it nice. Running Water would like to see it nice. He can't be here to do it himself. Otherwise, he'd be doing it. I said, so I don't understand, son, why you didn't want to do any of that stuff. It's his problem, not mine. But you lived there. Oh my gosh. I know an individual has the dirtiest bathroom in the world. They've got an indoor outhouse, right? Their bathroom is terrible, terrible, terrible. And it got to the point whenever I go to visit them, I'd walk in the door with a cleaning bucket and all of the supplies. And they, what are you doing? I said, well, before we can sit down to coffee and visit, I got to go clean your bathroom. Well, why would you do that? Well, because I'm going to stay for 3 days and I want to be able to use the bathroom. And they said, we love it when you come to visit because we got such a nice bathroom when you leave. But why would you do that? Because I'm going to be using it. It's the same theory. It's the same argument. If I'm going to get use out of something, why would I want it to not be good? Why would I not want it right, you know?
Well, and in the very least, it's like, don't leave it worse than it was when you got there. Yeah.
See, I think that's my whole camp attitude playing out here at home is leave it as good, if not better, than you found it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if you remember when I built that shed, I had room back there for my scaffold and the ladder and move around back there and shingle, so I could get up on the roof.
I've got one tree that the pole saw. I checked it out with the extension on it. I can reach there's one limb that's in the wind, touches the roof, It brushes the roof. And when it's full of foliage, then it's really on the roof. I can reach that one, knock that off. But really, there's a big limb going out over it. That whole limb needs to come off. Well, that's a big, heavy limb, and I don't want to mess with it without someone here and looking at it. What I'd really like to do is get a rope up in it and cut that whole damn tree down and pull it into the driveway and then buck it up, get that whole damn tree out of there. Because I know, you know how those trees are growing here. I'll cut them limbs off now, and by the end of next summer, everything I cut off of there will be back. It'll grow back. They're damn ash trees. They just grow like wildfire, man. And,
well, it'll probably be easier to cut that down when we don't have any leaves to deal with.
Right. You know, so depending on your Christmas break, depending on the weather and shit, we might knock it down during that time. Pull the vehicles out front, knock her down, buck it up, throw it to the side, and I can take care of it in the spring, but we'll buck it up, throw it off to the side so it's out of our way. And then I've got
a 30-foot chunk of paracord with a monkey fist on the end that I tied up. We go with the big ball bearing in it. That worked great for up there.
Yeah, just to get that line up in the tree.
I gotta head out. I gotta take Sky to my sister's, guys. Thanks for having me, Sty. It's good to see y'all.
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much. Here I've been rattling on. Us guys
no, it's all right. I'm just listening.
I love you, girl. Oh,
love you too.
You
see you guys next time.
That's one girl that's always been there for old Sty. So you take care and enjoy the rest of your day.
See you later.
And we'll talk to you soon, girl. You know you can call me anytime.
Yes, sir. We'll see you later.
Yes.
And I should probably get going, Stu. I've still got a mountain of grading to do and figure out what the heck I'm actually doing tomorrow.
See, you're as bad as a kid.
As bad.
Save your homework till Sunday. There you go. I know what you're doing.
For the second time in 2 weeks, I was dealing with a backed up sewer yesterday. I was going to do this yesterday.
Backed up sewer.
Yeah, the going from the house to the road has just a little bit of a saddle in it, about 60 feet out.
Oh no!
So normally it's like once every 9 to 14 months it backs up, and I have to run a snake down it. But of course, the day my grandpa passed, it backed up. I ran a snake down it, not because I was kind of get this over and run it multiple times. I normally do. Backed up again.
Oh man, and that sounds like it's quite a distance.
Yeah, it's 77 feet from the clean out to the road, and I got to go corner to get there.
Ouch!
I ran it twice yesterday.
What a bummer!
Yeah,
what a bummer.
The bigger bummer is I've asked several plumbers for an estimate so that I could replace the lateral. I haven't gotten one.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting to think that nobody wants to do it, but I mean, I've been dealing with it for 7 years, and I've been trying to find someone to do it for 7 years. I'm ready to start looking outside the area.
Yeah. It's too bad I don't own a backhoe.
I can rent one of those. The problem is the city's going to require me to pull permits and have a licensed plumber do it.
They require a licensed plumber to do mains, Huh. I used to do water and sewer.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all we had to do was, of course, have contractors license and bonding,
Okay.
And we could excavate and install water and sewers from the mains to the house. And that was Minneapolis.
Yeah, I'm going to call the city on Monday and say, look, I've been trying to find someone to do this.
Yeah.
Either give me a recommendation of someone that will do it, or will you guys do it?
Yeah, will you do it and bill me? That's it. Yeah. What a pain. What a pain in the neck.
It is.
Knock on wood here, we're lucky that way. And it's gonna stay that way. Oh, that puts me running water real quick. Okay, I moved in here last December.
Mhm.
I didn't turn the water on, but we got water at the outside hose, you know.
Mhm.
So obviously the water's not shut off in the winter.
No, it's got that anti-siphoning, the antifreeze faucet on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
where the valve itself is actually way in there, and it's like a 8-inch
Yeah.
turn off.
Yeah. Well,
because it
no, it's
looks
got the
like,
little screw top, but it's got a relief on underneath the screw.
huh? Yeah,
So
because I was wondering, you know, do I need to get down in that basement, shut that water off? You know, I'm
no,
pulling that freaking
no.
hose off of it, and putting that in the shed, instead of every time I mow,
Well,
going, whoa, whoa, whoa,
and
there's a hose in
and I
that
have one
grass.
of those. I'll have one of those winders by next spring to put our
Yeah.
hose on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to duck out
All
of
right,
here.
buddy.
It was nice
You
to
take
catch
care
up
of
with you.
yourself. Don't be a stranger.
I'm trying not.
Yeah, I understand. It's tough, man. School year, yeah, you're a busy man.
I am.
You take care of yourself.
Take care.
Say hi to the wife and the kids.
I will.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Right. The yeah, I
Well, and if I remember right, for that faucet coming out, that comes right out of that room in the basement, which is heated. So it
yeah,
stays
because
plenty
the
of
furnace
water.
is located right in there with it. That's what I was
Right.
thinking is there's probably enough heat right there, just following the line out, that it's going to keep it from
Right.
freezing up.
Right, because there's an
Yeah.
actual vent down there also that's blowing heat into the basement. So
Yeah, so it's always warm down there. So yeah, so I won't worry about it. I just going to pull the hose. I just wanted to ask if
right.
you know if Joe had inadvertently not shut that water off and it needed to be, and he just got lucky with all the deep snow we had on that side of the house. Nothing was going to freeze back there anyway. I mean,
That would have required him to inadvertently turn it on.
and that probably wouldn't have happened.
Because I've never used
the
the faucet.
I should have thought of it that way. I'll be using it. We'll put a little veggie garden out here next year. Yeah, it ain't gonna be nothing big. Just a little veggie garden. Yeah.
Well, I figured we could put the hose winder there, right at that corner where the spigot's at, and then could put that composter right next to it between that and the porch. So.
Yeah, there's enough space there. You betcha. The composter's still sitting in the box over here. I figured that's going to be a rainy day thing to do. And looking at the size of it, I could build it here in the house and take it out the front door, And
Right.
so it'll be a rainy day. Sit on the couch and put a composter together in the living room. You would have laughed at me putting this cabinet that I got together. When I put that together, it was the easiest one I've ever put together. I was laughing half the time I was putting it together. Each panel, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3. 3 panels. There's 2 verticals and then a horizontal panel. Each one of those get 4 pegs stuck in them. And then you have the 2 outer, the bottom, and the top. Okay?
Yeah.
All of those pegs slide into the pre-drilled holes in the outer and upper and lower panels, right? 4 screws on the top, 4 screws on the bottom. Those are the only screws in the whole freaking thing. And when I got done building it, it's rated for 30 pounds per shelf, right? And I thought, that's a joke. And then I realized, I know why it's 30 pounds per shelf, because the shelves aren't even a half inch thick. That's why per shelf. But that whole thing, I jumped right up on it, sitting on it. I'm going, this thing's solid as a damn rock. And I was surprised. It was Better Homes and Garden, usually $79, and I got it for $49. So I saved $30 on it.
Yeah, we
I
used to have
had to grab
one
it.
that was it was two by four, so 8 boxes, but had it
Yeah,
down so it's only too tall at the
right.
foot of the bed.
Oh yeah,
That the X
that's
and
the
I,
one I got
we'd be
upstairs.
sitting on it to put your socks and shoes on, and
Yeah, using it as a bench. Yeah, this one's 4x4. It's 2x2. It's
Mhm.
4 boxes. The Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's just that it's a little deeper than what I envisioned.
Mhm.
It's deeper than like the white cabinet one. It takes a little larger storage boxes than the cabinets you have. Um, I wish it was the size of your cabinets because it would have been narrower, which would have been nice. That it wouldn't have been so damn deep. But um, I I tell you, it worked perfect. Goes right up against that window. The curtains come down to the top of the heat register. The heat register blows right through the bottom 2 boxes of that. And the heat comes right out the front of it, right out the bottom 2 boxes. Well, the PlayStation, the PS5 will be sitting on the very top of it. So it won't have the heat issue. And the PS3 and PS2 are on the very top, first 2 shelves. Down on the bottom, or no, the PS3 and the PS4 are on those shelves. PS2 is on the bottom, which I play maybe once every month or two. And I only play for an hour or so. So I don't have to worry about that thing overheating. And I thought, air conditioner, oh shit, I never thought it. Pulled the curtains and I'm going, oh, perfect height. There'll be about that much room underneath the air conditioner to that covered. And then the side that the PS5 will sit on, there's nothing there. It's just wall. So it's perfect. The only problem I have is the infrared for my controller for my TV is way over on that left-hand side. Now it's kind of behind that stinking cabinet. So when you're home, I'm thinking I'm going to make a base it only needs to be about 2 inches high, so it could be made out of 2x4, or even if I can find a nice chunk of 2x6 for the footprint of the television. Lift the TV and have you slide that under there for me so I can set it down and put it just above that covered, and then my remote will work just fine. I was tempted to set a mirror over there.
Well, now your TV is mounted on that arm, isn't it?
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it is. I need to.
So can we raise it on the post?
I'll have to look and see if I have any room to raise it. See if I got any more distance on that arm. You're right. It is on the arm. It's not on the stand. Dang it. I ain't worried about it.
Because otherwise we could put 2x6s underneath the whole damn stand. And
oh yeah, I could stand it on 4 little pieces of 2x4 because it's got 4 legs. The stand,
right.
So just set it up, the feet up on a 2x4, lift the whole thing up at 2
well,
inches.
and if it's got the foot pads, we just take the spade bit, make a little dimple for the foot to sit in, so it don't slide or pop off.
Yeah, it's heavy enough. I think if it was sitting on a couple of pieces of 2x4, it ain't gonna move. Oh, look at here, we got folks coming in. Dutch Prepper, it's great to see you there, Dutch Prepper. Hey, crime time, wine time. Good to see ya. Yeah, but yeah, I just wish the hell that I could turn the clock back about a month, because there's a lot I want to get done out in that yard that I just know I won't be able to get done before that snow flies.
We'll have to get you a piece of poster board and you can get a to-do list started for spring. Big old checklist.
I've got a big dry erase board. I got to figure out where I can put it and hang it. I've got one that's the calendar board, it's broke into a month, and then I've got one that's just a big whiteboard. I don't know where to hang it, but maybe back here I could hang it on the wall. The behind me, we'll see what happens. I'm thinking of trying to get myself a big ass. I want a big ass, like a whiteboard or whatever. I think a whiteboard would work probably good. That I could put all these channel stickers I got on and have that hanging on the wall back here, where I can just take it off if I want, do blue screen, or just have that as my backdrop. All the channels that have supported me and sent me their stickers. Talking about channels that support me, don't go anywhere, Ryan Water. I'm counting on you. Don't go anywhere. Hey, everybody, this only takes 50 seconds. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is my wonderful channel members. And think about it. Think about becoming a member yourself. Just below the video, there's a join button. Click it and it'll give you an intro, and then make your decision. We'll see you in just less than a minute. Those are some great folks. I've got a lot of folks there that are going on their third year members, man. It's hard to believe. They've been supporting me for so long. Great, wonderful people. I'm going to come up with something special for these folks. We'll see what happens over the winter here. I'm going to come up with something. They deserve some special recognition. I tell you. Now, I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was the last 4 weeks. All of my streams have been over 4 hours. I had one, I think it was last week's, that went over 5 hours. We're not doing that today, guys. We're not going over 4 or 5 hours today. It is daylight savings time. Technically, technically right now, it would be 4:40 on a normal Sunday. It's only 3:40 now, but it's feeling like 4:40. So I'm not going to drag it out too far. Plus, my day was so screwed up, and I got to get to chowing down. I got to eat. I got to eat something. The maybe play a little PlayStation. I don't know. Or finish watching the series Boardwalk Empire. That series, I really like that series. It's pretty violent, so it's not something you want to watch with kids in the room. But Boardwalk Empire, I like it because it's of the Prohibition era, from 1920 to about 1929. The only thing I don't care for about it is it isn't truly historically correct on some of the political issues they're presenting throughout it. They've got the roles of the political parties kind of reversed on certain issues. If you go back and look at it historically, they'll have one party that's doing this, this, and this. In actuality, historically, no, it was the other party that was doing that. And so they got the parties reversed on a couple of issues throughout it. But I can overlook that because the acting, the storyline, everything is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, Native Kuta, are you heading out? Love you, girl. Love you. You take good care of yourself, you hard-working gal. That's one gal that, boy, she's a worker. Boy, she is a worker. I don't know. I am so impressed with her. And the one thing with her is she wants to retire, and she'd love to have a camper and go hit the road. Just hit the road, Jack. Don't be coming back no more, no more. Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. As long as if she hits the road, that we still have connectivity, that we can always be in contact. That's who knows? She'll end up out on the road. I'll end up out on the road, and we'll run into each other out there. Boy, Sty's been just killing the coffee today. I think I better switch to something else. I mean,
Well, don't drink all the coffee.
please. Oh shit! We got enough coffee here that I could provide the coffee for a seminar of 1,000 people for a week, or church socials for a year. We got so damn much coffee. Coffee. And now I've gotten the habit of using this little off-brand Keurig coffee maker. I bought this container. It's a variety pack kind of thing. And it's great value, actually. It's from Walmart. 56 of those Keurig cups in it for $16. And there's like 5 different flavors in a Colombian, French roast, what they call breakfast blend. I like their breakfast blend. It's really a good coffee. Hot chocolate and French vanilla cappuccino. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've used up about half of them. The only downfall is when I make a pot of coffee, by the time I have my last cup, it's getting pretty rough. Where you can put creamer in it, it's going to turn gray. It ain't going to turn any other color. That coffee's getting pretty rough by the time I have on the last cup. This thing, every cup's a fresh cup. So I'm thinking, these Keurig cups, the problem with them is it's costing you close to $50 for a cup of coffee. Keurig cups aren't cheap, There's not a lot of coffee in them things. And they make 1 cup. Well, this maker's got this little basket that you can stick a tablespoon or 2 of regular coffee grounds and run it just like it was a Keurig cup. Okay, I don't have to buy Keurig cups. I got all kinds of coffee sealed up. Yeah, ready to open and cook. So once I'm done with these Keurig cups, I'll be switching to the grounds and start using up some of our coffee supply. Now, a lot of people go, well, that coffee ain't going to be no good. It's going to be stale and blah, 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 blah. I tell you what, I've had coffee that's been 2 years old. And guess what? It tasted like coffee. It tasted like coffee. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's dirty caffeinated water. That's all.
That's it.
So
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Oh, I had fun at
Well,
my cancer treatment appointment last week. Oh, I had fun. I ended up with 4 gals arguing amongst each other, and then 2 of them ran off and came back and added to the argument. They were saying, Sty, are you getting enough fluids? Are you staying hydrated? I said, yeah, check me out. I'm staying hydrated. Yeah. They said, no, you're not urinating dark tea colored urine or anything like that. I said, no, I'm good. I'm staying hydrated. I said, it really helps that I'm drinking 4 to 8 cups of coffee every day.
mhm.
The one gal, she goes, oh, no. For every cup of coffee you drink, you have to replace that with a clear liquid like water. I said, no. I said,
Water's water.
coffee counts as a liquid. She goes, no, it does not. You have to replace that fluid with a clear fluid like water. I said, no. And she goes, what ever made you think that? I said, the Mayo Clinic. I said, not just the Mayo Clinic, but my dietitians through the surgical process. They couldn't get me to drink anything because I wasn't allowed to. And they said, the minute you're able to start drinking, what would you really like to get fluids into you to drink? I said, the day you tell me I'm allowed to drink, it's going to be a cup of coffee. It's the first thing I'm going to have. They said, well, it can't be too hot. It can be, a little warmer than room temperature, but it can't be too hot. You got to heal. But yes, you can have coffee. Well, so they gave me this printout of all of the fluids that I will get in a day. I eat soups. Guess what? Depending on if it's a cream soup, I get to count 60% of it as a liquid.
Mm.
If it's bouillon, something like that, where it's more of a water-based soup, clear liquid soup, chicken soup, or anything like that, the liquid content, I get to count 98% of it as fluid intake. Coffee, 100%. You count every ounce of that coffee as a fluid. It's right in a Mayo Clinic document.
Yep.
Well, I shouldn't say Mayo Clinic. It came from the Mayo Hospital for controlling my diet. And I told her, yeah, that's a fact, Jack. She says, no, that's BS. No, coffee is a dehydrator, not a rehydrator. You have to replace that with clear waters, clear liquids like water. I said, then that would mean that I can't drink grape juice because it's not clear, it's purple. I said, I can't drink apple juice, that's yellow, that ain't clear. Well, if you can't see sediment in it, then it's clear. I said, I can't see sediment in the coffee I make. It's dark, but I could put a flashlight, pour some in a glass, put a flashlight behind it, and I'd see the light come through it. Because I wouldn't see sediment, I'd see a dark-colored, clear liquid. No, you're wrong. Well, this other nurse started backing her up. Then I had these 2 other nurses come into the conversation going, no, I think Sty's right. And they were going back and forth. One from each side. They took off, and then they came back and added to it. They got a hold of the Mayo Clinic. Yeah. Right there at their front desk, they got a hold of the Mayo. They researched it. They said, we need to back off on this discussion with Sty because, yes, he gets to count his coffee. Yes. Yes. They said no. And they all agreed through med school. They were taught coffee is a dehydrator, not a rehydrator. So I don't fault them for that. You only know what you've heard or
Right.
experienced, right? So it's not that they were wrong. They were mistaken because they didn't have enough information. And okay.
Right.
And
Well, and
I can't believe that the Mayo Clinic and Hospital, which is an medical educational system, they teach people to be doctors, hadn't heard that it was a dehydrator and not a rehydrator, that argument themselves before they decided it is a hydrator. So me taking the Mayo's word for it is a logical approach. It's a logical approach.
right.
They
And
might
they
both
mix
be
up.
wrong.
Well, and something that they mix up a lot of times because it was the
I agree.
ex's um dietitian nutritionist for when she was getting the gastric sleeve stuff, saying, yeah, you can have
Right.
your coffee and tea and iced tea and stuff that for a lot of people it acts as a diuretic, so it might loosen up the back end.
Oh yeah. That's just
But
like
if you've
what.
got a regular flow of fluids, it doesn't matter.
See, that's just like with watermelon. They got in that argument with me on watermelon, and one of them was one of these same gals. I said, "Oh yeah, man, I was eating watermelon constantly before my surgery to stay hydrated." Are you crazy? She said. Watermelon's a diuretic. It's a dehydrator, not a rehydrator. I said, bull. I said, if I didn't eat that watermelon, my urine would come out dark. I started eating that watermelon on a daily basis all the time. All of a sudden, my urine was as clear as water, is going through me just like water. And the doctor said, I'm surprised now. You're not dehydrated this week. You're staying hydrated. Well, I'm only drinking a couple of 17-ounce bottles of water a day, but I'm eating about 4 to 6 cups of watermelon every day. He goes, oh, that watermelon, 80% water. He said, and the other 20%? A fraction of nutrition. Otherwise, it's all fiber. He says, you're just getting lots of water and fiber. And he said, the reason people think it's a diuretic is because of the fiber in it will cause loose bowels and runny stools. And they say you're losing all your hydration from that.
Yeah.
And he said, you are losing some hydration, but the net gain of hydration is much better than what you are losing. He said, so unless you get literally the squirts, you got nothing to worry about. He says, you're doing the right thing. You're hydrating yourself. Now, if you have an extreme case of the runs, every time you eat watermelon, he said, then don't eat watermelon. Come up with a different way to hydrate. But he said, if your system isn't negatively reacting that way, keep eating watermelon. He says it's packed full of fluids for you. Well, that one nurse on that topic was arguing with me till the cows came home that no, that's not. No, that'll hurt you. That won't help you. Well, then why do all of these specialists from the Mayo tell me otherwise? Who am I supposed to believe? I had that going on again now on the coffee issue where I explained to all 4 of them, and all 4 of them standing there while I'm getting infused. And I said to them, here's the bottom line, gals. You 2 had one idea. These 2 had another idea. My idea falls in line with these 2. However, you 2 insist you're right. These 2 insist they're right. Do the 4 of you realize what you are doing to this one? You're leaving me with the decision. You're telling me they're wrong, and they're saying they're wrong. and I'm caught in the middle, and I have to make a damn medical decision all on my own because you can't come together on something medically. I went through that shit for a month and a half with the Mayo hospital system, where I had 4 different doctors telling me 4 different things about the same topic. Which one do I follow? Whose word do I take? Which one of you is right? Well, each one of them said, well, I am. Well, God damn it, can't you guys come together and come up with one thing to tell me that is good medical advice? Well, no, my advice is the best. All 4 of them are saying that. What's that do? That makes me have to make that medical decision, and I don't know which one of them's right. I got to pick one out of the hat and do what they say. And if it don't work, who suffers for it? Me. So these damn people, they got to get on the same page before they open their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give conflicting advice. I don't mind you giving me advice until it's conflicting advice. Then I want to know, why do you two conflict? Why don't you see it the same way? You're both medical professionals, but you see it totally totally different. What that tells me, at least me personally, what that tells me is none of you know. None of you really know. You're just giving me your opinions, because none of you actually know the truth. Otherwise, you'd come together on this and you'd say, we've got the answer. Instead, you're all saying, no, you listen to me. Sounds too much like an opinion and not the facts. And I had a lot of that. I had a lot of that going through my recovery. And oh man. So now it stands out like a sore thumb when I see people doing it on a daily basis in normal conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, why the hell should I take your word for it? Because this guy over there said something different. Yeah, but I can prove him wrong. Well, go do that. Go prove him wrong. Don't prove him wrong to me. Go prove him wrong. And then when the 2 of you come together on something, both of you come to me and say, we've got the answer. That helps. That really helps when you say, we have the answer. Because that means all of you found the same conclusion. But boy, oh boy, when you got 5 different opinions of something, it's like, I can't trust any of them, even the right one. The right one might be in that mix, but I can't even trust the right one because I don't know. That's why I asked. Fuck. Yeah, doesn't life suck?
Well, I remember one office visit with the ex's nutritionist. We're waiting for the nutritionist to come in, and it's the nurse that's talking about, like her food intake, her beverage and stuff. And, the ex was saying, that, a big thing for her was tea.
Uh-huh.
A lot of
She
tea,
liked her
hot
tea.
tea,
Yeah,
hot tea, cold or iced tea,
right. The sun tea thing. And yeah, she
Well,
loved her
well,
tea.
just as the doctor, the nutritionist is coming in, this nurse is saying, well, it needs to be green tea. It can't be the black tea. And the nutritionist is like, what's the difference? It's like, well, the dark tea doesn't give you as much hydration. Nutritionist is like, how?
See, now
How is there less water in a glass of dark tea than there is in a glass of green tea?
See, now I heard one argument that I was good with, and I heard a couple people saying, no, she's off on that. But then I looked into a component of her argument, and that component proved to be she was right. When it comes to coffee and tea,
Mhm.
and it's only on the extreme sides, okay? Certain teas and coffees have very little caffeine in them,
Mhm.
right? certain ones have a lot of caffeine in them. Well, guess what? Caffeine is a dehydrator. So the higher the caffeine level, the less hydration you're going to get. It doesn't eliminate it. It's just less hydration you're going to get. The higher the caffeine level. And she said that's the only thing that affects the hydration value of it at all. And I'm going, huh. And so I checked it up. Yeah, caffeine's a dehydrator. Well, she's right. Because you were saying the same thing about the coffees. She said, you know, some of the strongest flavored coffees in the world have the lowest caffeine levels.
Yeah.
She said, some of the mildest teas have the highest caffeine levels. She said, you can't trouble yourself with that because all of it, and like you said, all of it is made with water. You'll take a portion of that water's value away, but you're not going to take it all away. You're not going to lose.
Especially when you're drinking a lot of it.
Right.
You know, it's like
right. So if you drink 30
more
ounces,
hydration than you actually needed.
so if you drink 30 ounces of tea and the caffeine takes 4 ounces of that away, well, then you got 26 ounces of water, didn't you? Of good water with no dehydration. So count it that way then if you want to. But you're still getting that hydration. Quit making it sound like you get nothing out of it, you know. Oh, wow. Steph Van Dan, buddy, it's good to see you. Hey, Sty, buddy, I'm prepping for surgery, 4 to 5 disc replacement. Bracket and 8 screws and 2 rods. I hope I make it through this, buddy. Big hugs. My prayers are going out to you, Dan. You'll make it through it. I have faith in you. You'll make it through it. It may not be comfortable. I can't tell you whether it will be or not. There was a time when they wanted to do disc surgery on me, and they were talking about putting a couple of rods in. And then that would have been 8 screws, 4 per rod. And they said that between those rods, the 2 vertebrae they wanted to repair would require fusion. They'd have to fuse those vertebrae together. And I asked them about mobility issues, and it would have really messed up my legs and my flexibility, lower back. It was learn to live with the pain or learn to live with limited mobility. And I opted to learn to live with the pain. I was fortunate. A couple of those vertebrae fused together through arthritis on their own, calcium buildup between them. And 99% of the time, I have no real serious back issues anymore. And then I've learned how to judge when the back is getting too much burden put on it. But it wasn't as severe as your situation, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, he says he's losing the use of his arms. That's not good. That's bad. There you go. I just keep thinking fishing next spring. That's my goal. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't give up. This old boy, I was down and out. I wanted to give up on my last situation. I've gotten very close and personal discussion about where I was at during that time with a couple of dear friends of mine, and it was bad. It was bad. And I wanted to give up. I really did. My weakness showed, boy. Yeah, I'm not as strong as I thought I was, at least on that end of things. And I made it through it, though. I made it through it. Thank God I made it through it, because I feel so good today. I never thought I'd feel this way ever again. Never thought it. Never thought it. I'm almost to the point, if I didn't feel the incision area aches and pains that I still have, muscle damage, nerve damage caused by the surgery and that, if I didn't have those issues, I wouldn't even know that I had gone through that damn surgery. So I'm almost back to what I used to be. It's getting there. It's getting there. So yeah, never give up. And our prayers are with you. Hopefully that things will be a good tolerance level for you. I don't like it anymore when someone says, "You'll do okay." What the hell I will? That ain't going to be fun. That ain't going to be comfortable. And I ain't going to be okay with it. I may be okay again someday. But during the process, I'm not going to be okay. So don't say, "Oh, you'll be okay." No. Say, "Oh my God, my heart goes out to you. You got a big struggle ahead of you, and I wish you the best." You can wish somebody the best, but don't tell them, "Oh, it's going to be okay." Because when you go through something major like that, it's never okay. There ain't nothing okay with them doing that shit to you. It's nice, the end result, but getting there is not okay. It's not okay. He says, "I'm 6 foot now, buddy, and after I'll be 6'3" again. I wish they could give me my fucking inches back. I had them goddamn tell me a couple weeks ago, they measured my height. They said, "You're 5'11". And I go, "Oh, wait a minute. Get that thing off my head." And they lifted that thing. Then I stood up straight. I said, "Now measure me." And they go, "Oh, you're 6 feet again." I said, "Yeah, I was just too relaxed. I was slouching. Stand up straight, you know." And I go, "I'm only 6 feet?" She said, "Well, yeah, that's what you've been since we've been seeing you." I said, "Yeah, but I was 6'1" about a year and a half ago.
Must have had fat feet.
Well, that's it. Is when I lost all that weight, maybe the top of my head dropped and soles of my feet. Words and pictures, inches back. That's I knew a guy in the hospital you were in Missoula.
Mhm.
They had to open him up down the front and down the back. He had a little over 30% of his back had been crushed. There's no saving that. They actually had to sever the spinal cord at the top of that damage because it was so damaged. I mean, it was just, there was nothing left of his back. So they literally removed his spine from that one level all the way down just above his hip bones. And they replaced it with 4 rods. And, well, he can't stand. I mean, he's wheelchair bound the rest of his life. He can't stand. They measured him laying down on a table, not in a bed, on a table. Measured him from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head. They said, "We kind of screwed up." And he said, "What do you mean?" They said, "You're 3 inches taller than you were before the accident." Our rods were a little longer than we thought they were. And he said, you know what he said to me? He said, I told him, "No problem. I love it. Thank you, guys." And they said, "Why should you thank us for doing something like that?" And he said, "Looky, I got no saggy beer belly anymore. You stretched me out and it all tightened up. Everything tightened up." He says, "Good job. You did good." The guy was so positive, man. He was so positive. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Oh, don't let him get a hold of you, though. He had biceps like that on him. I mean, you didn't want him getting a hold of you. He'd hurt you. He'd hurt you. And he left that hospital. He had to be there for specialized treatment. But before Running Water was discharged from that hospital, we hauled him to Minnesota. That guy, he wanted to see me because I spent a month at that hospital with Running Water and got to know some of those guys pretty good. And this guy, he was insistent. I guess he was yelling at the nurses, "You go find Sty, I want to talk to him." And so I go down to the day room, had a smoke with him. He's telling me, "Yep, I'm out of here tomorrow." I go, "You are? You're done? You get to go home?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I got to get home." He says, "I got to take care of the business." I said, "Business?" I said, "I never asked you. Yeah, I figured you're just on disability, you know." He goes, "Oh, hell no, I got a big business going." I said, "Well, what's that?" He goes, "I run jet boat tours on the Snake River in Idaho." I go, "Yes, that's a what?" He goes, "Oh, hell yeah." He says, "You don't need legs to run a boat." He says, "I've got 2 other pilots. I've got 4 boats. I got 2 other pilots and myself. And one boat is really like a reserve, replace a boat that's down." But he said, "I make a lot of money." He says, "It ain't cheap to take a jet boat ride on the Snake River." And he said, "And my customers," he said, I would suspect 80% of them never do know that I have no use of my body from my rib cage down. They don't know that. They get there, I'm already sitting in the pilot seat. They're getting on board. An assistant is getting them all geared up and on board and ready to go. The assistant jumps off boat and I take them for their tour. Right through the whitewater with that big old jet boat. Bring them back to the dock. My assistant jumps in, helps them get their gear off, and off they go, and they're so happy. They don't know that a cripple is taking them out on the river. And he said, "Just don't fall in, because I ain't going to save your ass." He says, "I ain't swimming after you, that's for damn sure." And he said, "Why do you think the biceps are so big?" He says, "You try steering one of them jet boats in that whitewater." He says, "Yeah, you build up he says, your upper body strength gets pretty extreme running one of them boats." He said, I was amazed. But that boy, he was 5'10" and he was 6'1" after his surgery. Okay, yep. I like that, words and pictures. Don't listen to any of them. Laugh, live, and enjoy life in any way you can. Absolutely. I am so on that. We need, each and every one of us need to stop. The old saying, stop and smell the roses. Well, okay. Smell the flowers. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. But learn to appreciate the experience. Don't just do it. Learn to appreciate it, because every moment of our lives, I guarantee you, they ain't coming back. Every single minute of every single day is a new minute on a new day. It might seem like the same old thing again, but it doesn't have to be. It is if you let it be. No, make every moment special, man. Every moment you can get where you feel that you can laugh, live, and enjoy life, you betcha. Take advantage of it and appreciate it. Just say, God, because there'll be days in your lifetime. There always is days in your lifetime where you go, God Almighty, at least I got some great times and great memories to think back on. If you didn't have those, what's it worth? What was it worth? That's what I keep telling myself at the end. I don't want to allow myself to be selfish and say, oh, all of this wasn't worth it. Well, no. Every moment of life was. I wish the hell I knew and felt the way I do today back when I was 20. Oh my God. My life story would have been very grandiose. Yeah. I would have gone hog ass wild. That's just my personality. Things would have been a lot different if I would have actually stopped and realized how important the good moments of life really are. I would have looked for more good moments. I would have done whatever I could to create another good moment, It's like I've had people say, oh, Sty, you're living alone, and all you're doing is working on your yard and shit, and you're not 100% health back yet or nothing. Or, hey, don't sweat it. I'm having fun, man. I'm enjoying myself. Every minute. I laugh and I live and I enjoy life. I didn't for a while, but boy, I do now. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate all you great folks out there, all my friends. It's important. Life is too short. I don't give a shit if you live to be 165. Life's too short. And Dan says, when my neck is fixed, I'll help you with your yard. Don't worry about it, Dan. If all goes well, my yard will be done by then. If all goes well. I don't guarantee too much anymore. It's just like, I just tell people what I'm doing. And if it don't get done, there's probably a reason. There's probably a reason that didn't happen, didn't get done. There's a reason why I got all these empty boxes and that it hasn't gotten done. It's called being lazy.
Well, that's why I'm pretty much at the point where I tell people what I did, not what I'm planning to do.
Mm-hmm. That's my videos on the yard. I do the videos, I do an intro, and I show them the yard. And then the next video, I don't show them me working in the yard. I show them where I'm at now. Look at what I got done. Not what I'm trying to get done. I know what they're going to... Yeah. Yeah, 8 months recovery there, Dan. I believe it. Yeah. Well, you figure with me, let's see, August, September, October. It was 3 months just to get to where I am now. And they figure I won't be fully recovered until near spring, It's just that I feel quite recovered already. That I just got to have that positive outlook and consider myself recovered, even though I know I'm not. I don't have this physical strength or stamina or, that nowhere's near what I need to be to actually be considered recovered. I still got scabs on some of the surgical sites on my body. Still uncomfortable on those sites. Recovery takes quite a long time. When they do something major to you, it takes a long time. But my whole cancer process, you think about it, has been since March. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. We're into November. Yeah, it's been over 7 months. And that's treatment and recovery, the whole process. So yeah, it's not good. Well, thanks, Dan. I look well. I'm glad somebody thinks that. It's like I was saying early in the stream to the girls that someone said, yeah, you're looking pretty good. And I said, I'm glad somebody thinks that, because when I get up in the morning, I walk in the bathroom, there's the mirror right away, I see myself in the mirror, and every morning it's, whoa, Jesus, oh God, don't scare yourself like that. That when you scare yourself by looking in the mirror, and then people say, God, you're looking so good. Oh my gosh, they need to see an eye doctor, because they must be seeing something I ain't, Yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is, right? Oh, gosh almighty. But yeah, running water over here. That's something I'm going to try to do before it snows. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. We got this folding table I'm going to take outside, fold it out, and I'm going to lay all the Ryobi tools out on it. And I'm going to do a video, not showing the use of each and every one of them, but what do we have for Ryobi cordless tools? I believe in Ryobi. I'm sorry. There's people that are telling me, nah, Ryobi, that's old. Yeah, you're overstating it, blah, blah, blah. But I've heard that with DeWalt too. I like DeWalt tools, but I'll tell you what, on a cost worthiness basis, I've been doing cost comparisons. No, I'll go with Ryobi. DeWalt is through the roof, man. I wanted a Sawzall blade. I wanted 3, right? I wanted 3 Sawzall blades, wood cutting ones. Well, so I went to L&M Fleet Supply. Their prices are generally on the market quite low. I go in there. Where's your Sawzall blades? They said, oh, they're right here. We've got DeWalt and we've got Milwaukee. It don't matter with Sawzall blades. It's standard. They're all standard. And, okay, thank you. I go, holy Jesus. It would cost me $18 for 3 wood cutting Sawzall blades, right? There's nothing special about them. They're just Sawzall blades. So I said,
they got a fancy name on them.
They got DeWalt on them, right? So I spun around, other aisle right behind me, Milwaukee. I'll get Milwaukee said. I looked at it and I go, $21. It would cost me for 3. Because it says they're white and it says Milwaukee on in red. Well, they ain't going to be white for long when I start using them. I said, damn it, I'm not spending that kind of money on a stupid Sawzall blade. And I only had the one that came with the saw, and it's a short one. They're short. It's only like a 4-incher. I wanted 6-inch. Well, I had to stop at Walmart to get some goodies from the grocery department. I said, what the hell? I'm going to walk back to hardware. I went back to hardware. Hyper Tough. That's an off-brand name. That's a Walmart thing, Hyper Tough. Now, I bought these before, but I didn't even think about it. There's a pack. It's got 3 blades in it. 3 times 3. It's got 9 blades. It's got 3 of the hacksaw type blades. It's got 3 of the long 5-inch steel blades, and it's got 3 of the 6-inch wood blades in it. $9. $9. If those were Milwaukee's, that would have cost me $65 plus tax to get those 9 blades. I got them for $9. And there was a guy in the department, and he goes, "Boy, you look excited over just grabbing Sawzall blades." I go, "I was over at L&M and told him what the prices were." He goes, "Yeah, but those are much better quality blades." I said, "But now wait a minute. I could buy 6 packs of these, right? That'd be 18 wood cutting blades for what I could buy 3 blades for. Do you think those 18 are going to wear out before those 3 would? You think those 3 are going to outlast those 18? He goes, "I doubt it." I said, "So who's the bright one here? The guy that didn't buy those DeWalt or Milwaukee's and came over here and bought the Hyper Toughs, and if I burn up 3, 4, 5 of them after the first $9, it's all freebies."
Yeah, because you're paying $1 a blade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I'm paying $1 a blade, where on the other end of the spectrum, I'm paying $7 a blade. What the fuck? Why would I pay $7 for something that's going to last only twice as long as this one? When I'm getting, that would mean $2 worth. If it lasts twice as long, I'd have to use 2 of the Hyper Toughs to last as long as the Milwaukee. It's still only $2. Then Milwaukee's still $7.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they're wearing out 3 or 4 times, I have to replace it to the one Milwaukee. I'm still ahead. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Dan. Yeah. WTF. That's what I said. What the hell is going on here? Yeah, I bought some. I screwed up. I thought they were Torx. No, they were Phillips, and they suck. Deck screws. 2.5-inch deck screws for putting together the sawbucks. And when I got to Walmart, looking in the bag, it's a few things I got at L&M, and I'm looking, I go, "Oh, damn it, they're Phillips. Oh, well, they might be okay." Well, I'm looking at the Sawzall blades. There's the nails and shit. I'm just looking, and there's a box. It's got just as many screws in it. They're lifetime deck screws. And their Torx head comes with 2 free Torx bits. Now, the Phillips don't come with a Phillips bit. They're just screws. The Phillips, I paid $14 for them, for that box. The box I grabbed at Walmart, that's Torx head, which are pretty damn dependable. They don't strip out as bad as the Phillips. $9. And it came with the 2 bits. So it just proves again, pay attention.
Because you get to put the drill to use?
Yep. Already did. Yep. Use the impact drill. I had to figure out where to set it so it don't just sit there and go da. I got it figured out and worked like $1 million. Zing, zing, zing. I'm sorry. I love Ryobi. I love them. I love the fact that they all use the same batteries. And it can be 1 amp hour, 2 amp hour, 4 amp hour, or 6 amp hour. It don't matter. Pop the battery in, and that tool will run on it. And it's just how long will it run on each level of battery. And every single tool that Running Water has gotten runs on those batteries, on those exact same batteries. Don't buy any more batteries, Running Water. Holy God.
Oh,
We'll
I
have
figured
to put hazard place cards on the back porch with all the batteries in one room.
well, I figured with those last two batteries, those two 6 amp, that would round it off. That we'll have more than enough juice. That if
we have 13, well, technically we got 14 batteries now. Yeah. We got.
that's why I got that big 6-bay charger.
And all the other chargers. I'm going to mount a shelf on the wall next to that 6-bay that's hanging on the wall. We'll mount a shelf just deep enough to line those chargers up on along that shelf, and that'll just be the charging wall right there. Boom! It's out of the way, it's not out of sight, but it's just out of the way and out of mind kind of thing. And the power strip we can mount down below it, and then all the shelves over on the other wall be all the tools. Yeah. Oh, it's sweet. You'll love it. It'll be, oh, I got to do this. Grab the battery. Yeah. Boom, out the door. Or if I'm going to be, I got to go down the road and work. Grab that 6-pack rack off the wall. All you got to do is lift up on it, walk out the damn door with it, and you got 6 batteries mounted in that damn thing. And off you go. And there's no way in hell you're going to use up 6 batteries in a day. I was telling Running Water, I ran his Sawzall for almost 2 hours. I popped that battery, that 6 amp hour battery in the charger. It was down 1 bar. I could have worked an 8-hour day with that thing and never had to change out that battery. And that was running that son of a bitch constant. I'm sitting in a chair with a big, huge brush pile next to me, throwing that crap on a sawbuck and buzzing it with a Sawzall. Just constant. Boom, boom, boom. No, wasn't eating up that battery at all. So it sure makes life easy. Easy. No cords to trip over, none of that shit. No dragging cords around, no winding up cords.
Well, if you're not thinking about that, I've got that one head kit for the angle grinder. It's got the sawtooth one that's got that bull grinder, woodworking shaper. They're sitting underneath my TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you. But I thought that would be great for shaping out those log benches and stuff.
Sure. You betcha.
And it's having an angle grinder, cordless would be easier than tugging that, cord around with you. Especially when you're out there, just trying to shape out some wood and.
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait until I can actually work on the adventure trailer, because all of those Ryobis, damn near every one of them that you got, can be used. I mean, almost every single one of them is going to have a purpose in doing the whole retrofit on the adventure trailer. I am just so looking forward to that shit. So sweet. And then, we've got the equivalent to in corded tools. So really, with the tools we have around here, you could easily, in some cases, have up to 4 guys working and needing the same tools, and they'd all have a tool in their hands. And the ones with the Ryobis would be the happiest because they wouldn't have to deal with cords. But yeah. Yeah, any of our battery operated stuff, all of our cordless stuff is great. It's absolutely awesome. Well, guys, I made chairs out of the stumps. There you go. Yeah. I tried that out at camp years ago. A couple of nice big stumps, and I cut a chair out of them. I ended up having to screw a couple of planks under the base that came out from the base about 10 inches front and back, because people would sit in and go over ass backwards every time. That round base, for some reason, it just they don't like to stand well once you're sitting in them and you start putting any weight against that back. So I ended up putting these long legs underneath the base to keep it from going over ass backwards. But log stools are cool. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, well, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up. Yeah, I'm starting to get a bellyache because I'm hungry. Yeah. When my belly starts aching, I got to put something in it. It was a great Sunday. Had a blast. I'm glad you all came and hung out. I'll see you all again next Sunday. I don't know how soon I'm going to start around the campfires. My schedule is just so goofy right now. Planning a trip to my daughter's, blah, blah, blah. And so many things going on. But we will be getting to around the campfires on Thursday night again. That's coming. Winter's coming. When I can't be out there doing stuff, I'll be in here at the studio. We'll do at least 2 streams a week, if not more. It was great seeing you too there, Dan. Everybody out there? No, Sty loves you. And I sure hope I can see you all again next Sunday. I really look forward to my Sundays. And until then, I want you all to take good care of yourselves. And God bless. Say goodbye, Running Water. Bye.
Night, y'all.
Good night.